Good morning, I am Adam Harris, and this is the day ahead. On the economic calendar, US trade balance at 1:30 p.m. Aussie dollar looking strong in the currencies. Could the cryptocurrencies be turning around on the weekly, looking bullish? Gold finding a bit of a floor there. Cocoa continues to trend lower. Global indices, the US market's looking much stronger, while Europe not so much. Equities on focus include Facebook and Ocado. And don't forget to click on the time link in the description below to jump to that chapter. Good morning, everyone, for Wednesday, June the 6th. Before we go and have a look at the charts, worth noting that out of Australia, the GDP, we show 1% growth. That has already come out. We can see how that's impacted on the charts. We'll go have a look. Noting today, we'll be focusing a little bit on the trade balance coming out to 130 with regards to the discussions, ongoing discussions at the moment with fears of trade wars escalating potentially, and also then keeping an eye out on the Canadian dollar pairs with the IV purchasing at 3 p.m. Moving across the charts and starting off with the US dollar index, not having much of a follow through at the moment. We have got a swing high. Usually this would imply a deeper pullback, sort of towards 92.50, just really allowing some of the strength we've had recently to recoup a little bit, just a bit of a balance there, and not really showing much sign of that equilibrium yet, which also indicates potentially that it's going to consolidate. It has the potential to move on. Looking at the Euro USD, actually seeing that we've come into a recent level of support. So the question is, will that become resistance? The next level up for us is close to 1.185. And really just seeing if we do break through on that today. So again, we do technically have an uptrend now. The question is, will we stay where we are or not? So waiting on clarity there. Looking again at cable, we had a very nice strong move on a lot of the GBP charts yesterday, and again here this is in line with the dollar index. Will we see this move up towards 1.35 and encounter more resistance there, or are we likely to attempt to resume? We are typically now in an uptrend, so the likelihood here is that we will continue up towards 1.35. Then moving across to the Australian dollar charts, just showing you here that we've had some good strength lately. Both the Aussie and Kiwi charts have been showing a lot more strength compared to the Euro and GBP charts against the US dollar, and just coming up here into a level of support, previous support, but likely to push through and break through and then head on towards 0.78. So I like the look of these charts for short-term intraday moves to the upside. Aussie CAD as well looking particularly nice. The chart historically is not necessarily a clean chart, but at the moment this one is the best of the bunch, looking nice for intraday moves to the upside here, as well as up towards 1 in terms of parity, so price is likely to be attracted towards that, looking quite appealing. And then again, looking at the weaker charts, the Euro and the GBP, generally speaking against the Australian pair, which is strengthening now. We're looking to see the moves continue to the downside. I highlighted this a couple of days ago, looking to see these moves break through these levels of support today and push a little bit lower. 1.52 here on Euro against the Australian dollar, and GBP also looking to continue their moves back down towards 1.74. And then finally, just that has these two charts that have been on my watch list today. Nice to see Euro Yen yesterday putting back up in towards these levels, previous level of support that may now become resistance. So this will be on my watch list for today. I have been waiting, and it seems to be a case of a watch pot never boils, clearly. Again here with GBP against the Japanese yen, we've had a bullish day yesterday. We're now back into these lows today, looking for a small bearish candle. If I break above that level, then it's likely, just unlikely, that that setup will occur, but just waiting to see what we have here. We do have a monthly and weekly downtrend, although it's not a very strong one. The daily downtrend is looking particularly nice. Looking to see a small bearish candle form there. On the cryptocurrencies, something worth noting, we had a gap up and then we've closed the gap yesterday across the various cryptocurrencies. What I wanted to highlight here is just simply noting on the weekly that we have had a swing low on all three. And so the implication here just being that we're likely to see price potentially move to the upside now and continue this weekly trend to the upside. So really looking to see what happens today, whether we continue down. Not really seeing any ideal trading opportunities currently because the market is kind of giving some mixed results, but just highlighting that we do have a swing low on the weekly, and therefore price is more likely to move to the upside than to the downside, but still waiting for clarity to form in these charts. In commodities, and just updating carbon emissions, yesterday strong bearish candle here. We've got a slightly higher high here at 1650, and noting strong bearish divergence here, just implying here that we're likely to see a bigger pullback to the downside, although we did move up and hit our previous high, in fact break our previous high. On New York cocoa, just highlighting this trend continuing to the downside, so I will continue to look for short positions on the lower time frames. This still looking particularly strong in its downtrend. And just highlighting here that with cotton, we had a relatively small, insignificant day yesterday, and this may ultimately turn out. It's now in the buy zone on the daily, may ultimately have the high of it broken and produce a swing low. This is something I discussed yesterday. We're back in with the previous highs. That let's just see if this is ultimately something that turns around. And then just coming back to gold, again, been keeping an eye on this level at 1290, looking to see if this holds and see if we break above these highs and break above this previous level of support, with the potential for the monthly chart to turn around here and push a little bit higher. Looking at crude oils, just also again showing we had a strong bullish day yesterday. We are still technically in a downtrend, and we have got a level of support here. I want to see if we break through that, because what I'll be keeping my eye on, of course, is, as mentioned, is that we are now potentially looking for a strong bullish weekly candle, and therefore likely to resume crude's trend to the upside. Also got a bit of a bullish candle forming here, a strong rejection candle at any rate, and looking to see how we close for the week on crudes. Excuse me, to close for the week, whether we're likely to resume the longer term uptrend. On the global indices, just noticing a general bullishness in the US markets as well. So we could just see here with the Dow, the Wall Street just continuing to push up, coming into its previous highs, continuing to maintain that bullishness. And just taking this in the context of the monthly, you can just see that we've had a really nice pullback, a correction in terms of this very bullish move we've had over the last 12, 13 months, pulling back in, bullish candle, indecision candle, and continuing to push up to the upside. So likely to gain momentum once we break last month's high and push on further up. Going back to the daily, just highlighting that, especially on US Tech 100, just incredibly bullish at the moment, breaking through all-time highs, likely to see that continue today, unless there's some unexpected news out. But when looking at the UK 100, just highlighting here, we had a bearish day yesterday, potentially now a swing high, so waiting on a little bit of clarity there. US markets looking to keep pushing. EU stocks as well, just noticing a very strong rejection candle yesterday, looking much more bearish than bullish. And German 30, so this side of the pond, so to speak, looking at a little bit more bearish. Strong rejection candle yesterday, followed by bullishness on the Germany 30, the DAX, just looking to see if we push upwards there. But this side of the pond looking just a little bit more bearish. Going back to the US, looking at the small caps, bullishness set to continue. So US markets, although some of them have been going a little bit sideways recently, they're all looking very bullish, looking to keep pushing to the upside. Running through equities and focus, starting off with Apple, seeing that strong bullish move continue to the upside, which is not really a surprise looking at the US Tech 100. Amazon just being solid, good soldier there, pushing up, worth noting that the candles are getting progressively larger, and a small indecision candle could be an indication, especially as we're approaching 1700. So a little bit more cautious there, but just beautiful in the way in that it's ticking up. Facebook, just having a quick look at Facebook, noting that there is a definite reaction against this 195 level, previous highs, and also a strong bearish candle there. We may find a break or the low of this candle here that we have a price pullback, just coming back into 119. Do we get another run up to that level? Having a look at Ocado Group. So in other words, on some of the charts, we've actually had very strong reactions over the last 24 hours. And just seeing a consolidation, nice gap up here and a consolidation sideways, likely to recover from this gap up and likely to see it then continue to move up to the upside. Will 1000 attract price action again? Just keep an eye on that. Similar to Apple, will it then continue its move to the upside? Aviva, just noting that we had a negative reaction yesterday. We've had a stronger pullback. So the question is, are we going to break the low here and continue further down? Price action currently just not looking as though it's ready to continue up. EasyJet, reaction again against 1800, so this one now potentially looking as though it's going to be a deeper pullback. So just noting on some of the charts, strong negative reactions. Tullow Oil, swing high as well, deeper pullback, or potentially looking to take another run at it. Just noticing in the last 24 hours these reactions. BP, on the other hand, a small bullish indecision candle was still in the buy zone, so we may still see the price consolidates and moves to the upside. And finishing off with General Energy, just noting strong reaction against 290. So just noticing these reactions yesterday, we have got a swing high. Will price consolidate and hold at 270 and then take another run at that level, or will we continue down and break these previous lows? So a little bit more caution on that. And on that note, ladies and gents, have a great day. If it's trending, we'll be there.